Hello, welcome to this week's Express class. This week we're going to focus a little bit more on the upper abs. So we're going to get started. We'll come on to hands and knees for a quick warm up. Hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to tuck the toes underneath the feet, twist the elbows so they point back towards the toes, lift the knees up off the mat, and just let the knees hover. So we're engaging the abs, and then rest back down. Good, and again, pinch the shoulder blades together. Bring the rib cage down in, so bring the focus to the upper abs today. Bring the rib cage down and in. Lift the knees again. Hold. And lower back down. Good. Two more. Squeezing the upper abs. Bring the rib cage in nice and tight. Lift the knees up. And lower. One last one. Keeping the back flat. Squeeze the rib cage together. Good, and lower back down. Perfect. Lift the left foot up, twist the foot out to the side, have a look at the toes, and back in. Right foot up and out, and back in. Left foot up and out to the side, back in. Right foot up and out. One more each side, so just getting a lateral flexion into the spine, loosening up the lumbar and thoracic spine, and then down onto the mat. We'll turn over onto our backs. Rest the head onto our blocks, and again, today's work focusing on here. So the main aim for today is obviously the imprint as always, but we're going to bring our attention more towards the lower ribs here. We're going to want to keep the rib cage down and in. So just as a start, two hands on the ribs, big deep breath in, feel the rib cage expand, and then breathe all the air out, and feel the rib cage come together. Empty all the air out of your lungs, and you feel the ribs really drop in just at the very end. That's where we want to keep the ribs. So breathe, big deep breath in again. Rib cage expands, and then breathe all the air out. And feel the ribs come together. And squeeze the abs at that point, and that's where you want to keep your rib cage. So imprint the spine. Legs to tabletop. Rib cage in nice and tight. And just into a few toe taps. Good, and what we're looking for here is that you don't feel those ribs push apart. You're keeping the rib cage down and in nice and tight. Good, soft little taps of each toe. And as always, you can stretch them out and tap the heels if you really want. But really focus on squeezing the ribs. Think about pulling the left and right ribs together towards the centre of the body. And into double leg toe taps. Make sure those ribs don't push apart. You can have the hands there for a little bit of feedback. If you don't need them, bring them down to the side and rest the arms down. One last one. And then bring the feet down onto the mat. So you can have the hands there just for a little bit of feedback yourself. It's easier to feel if the ribs push apart using your hands and trying to use the sensations of your body around that area. But as you get better, you shouldn't rely on the hands. You want to use your proprioception. That's the body's ability to know where each joint is in space. So what we want you to do at the start is have the hands there for a little bit of feedback, and then when the ribs stay down, take the hands away and just rely on your body knowing where the ribs should be. Next one, imprint the spine. We're going to bring the legs to tabletop, hands by the side, tuck the chin in, chin to the chest, head and shoulders up and beat the hands. 2, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5 and in, 2, 4, 5 and out, 2, 3, 4, 5 and in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 4, 5 in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 4, 5 in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 4, 5 in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last breath in and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest the head down and bring the ribs in. All the time, think about pushing those ribs down and in nice and tight, and that's where our focus is today. For the next one, we're going to straighten the legs up towards the ceiling. Then we're going to take a break from the hundreds, and we're going to come back and do a third hundred later on. Imprint the spine again. Again, hands on the ribs. Bring the rib cage down and in. Slide the hands down to the side. Tuck the chin in. Legs to tabletop. Head and shoulders up. Straighten the legs to the ceiling and focus on squeezing the abs. 2, 4, 5. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And in. 2, 4, 5. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep the knees directly above the hips. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 4, 5. Out. 2, 4, 5. In. 2, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 2 breaths. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last breath in. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees, rest the head down. And bring the feet down by the side. To get a little bit more recruitment to the upper abs, what you want to do is roll the head and shoulders up. And try and get the bottom of the shoulder blades up off the mat. Just the tip of the shoulder blades, if you can lift them up, you really feel the upper abs here working a lot harder. You feel like they almost want to cramp a little bit. Now we're going to focus the work on them now for the next set. So we're going to imprint the spine. We're going to do our little flutter kicks. We're going to change them to allow us to recruit the upper abs more. I'm going to roll the head and shoulders up. Imprint the spine, legs to tabletop. Straighten the legs to the ceiling. Chin to the chest, 2 hands to the back of the right calf, drop the left heel to the mat, and then switch. Good. And switch. 2, 3, 4. So going for 10 on each leg. 5. Keep the shoulder blades away from the ears. 6, 7, 8, 9, lightly grabbing the leg of the hands. 10, bend the knees, rest the head down, and bring the feet down onto the mat. So rolling your head and shoulders up allows you to recruit those upper abs even more. What you want to do is make sure the shoulder blades stay up, and as you take the hands away or as you straighten the legs, don't let the head and shoulders drop back. And that's really important for the next exercise as well. So imprint the spine, 2 hands to the side of the head. Legs to tabletop, chin to the chest, head and shoulders up, elbows to the knees, straighten the legs, elbows apart, keep the head and shoulders up, bend the knees, elbows in, straighten, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knees, rest the head down, and bring the feet down. So keeping those head and shoulders up as high as you can will allow you to really focus the work on the upper abs. Next one, we're going to do our double leg drops. We're going to roll the head and shoulders up a little bit more. So hands by the side, imprint the spine, legs to tabletop again. Straighten the legs to the ceiling, roll the head and shoulders up, and this time we can drop the heels lower than before. And lift. 1. Focus on the ribs. 2, 3. Chin is tucked in. 4, 5. Reach the hands down. 6, 7, 8. Keep the back imprinted. 9. One last one. 10. Bend the knees. Rest the head and rest the feet down. Take a little break for a second. We're going to straighten the legs down onto the mat, and then next we're going to do some roll-ups. To focus the work on the upper abs, we're going to reach the hands up towards the ceiling. We take the momentum away from the arms as we start the roll-up, which means you have to really work those upper abs to get the body up to start it. So hands back behind the head, bring the rib cage down, arms forward, fling them forward, arms forward, chin to the chest, and we're rolling up. 1. Up nice and tall, chest comes forward, shoulders away from the ears. Control back down. 2. Back down. 3. And down. 4. Shoulders are relaxed. 5, 6, 7, 8, chest nice and tall, last 2, 9, chest is forward, last one, fingers pointing to the ceiling as you roll up, 10, and down, onto the mat, and then rest down for a second. You can bend the knees. So for the next exercise, we're going to go for a third set of hundreds, and then we're going to do a single leg stretch after that. So imprint the spine. For this set of hundreds, we're going to straighten the legs to the ceiling and drop the heels slightly away from the body. Imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, hands by the side, chin to the chest, head and shoulders up, straighten the knees, drop the heels away and beat the hands. 2, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5 and in, 2, 4, 5 and out, 2, 4, 5 and in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 4, 5 in, 2, 5 out, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 2, 5 out, 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway there, out, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 2, 5 out, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 3, 4, 5, keep the head and shoulders up. Last breath in and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, bend the knees, rest the head and bring the feet down. We'll have another rest again, it's tough work today, we'll hold the upper abs working. So next is a single leg stretch, and again for this one, the head and shoulders up, and we really want to get the tip of those shoulder blades up, so you're really going to curl yourself into a ball as tight as you can. Imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, tuck the chin in, chin to the chest, head and shoulders up, right hand to the right ankle, left hand to the inside of the right knee, straighten the left leg and switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Legs to tabletop and rest the feet down. Good, we're near the end, last couple of minutes. Next we're going to do some roll-ups into both poses. So our teaser prep. So we're going to imprint the spine, bring the legs into tabletop, hands back behind the head again, arms forward, chin to the chest, roll up onto the hips, and then back down. Control on the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, keep the heels up, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and last one, arms forward, chin to the chest, rolling up, and then controlled, down onto the mat, hands down, and bring the legs in. Last little bit, we're going to do some stretching. So we're going to stretch the spine out, straighten the right leg down, left hand back behind the head, and left leg across the body. So we did a lot of work in the abs today. So what's going to happen is the abs are going to lose their imprint, but a lot more focus on them, and that can load the facet joints in the back. And that's what we're stretching out here. And then the left leg back across the body, right hand out to the side, and right leg comes across. Good, and try to relax as much into the stretch as you can. Good, and right leg comes back towards the middle, and then turn over onto your stomach. Hands by the side, and then stretching out the abs. Arch the back, Lifting the chest up. And then back down. And lift again. Keep the shoulders back and down. Back down, 2 more. Lift. And lower. 1 last one. Lift, keeping the shoulder blades down. And lower, back down. Good. So, that was our 15-minute express class this week. Really targeting on the upper abs. The main way to increase the work on the upper abs is to just lift the head and shoulders up off the mat and try to make sure the bottom of the shoulder blade is just up 1 inch or 2 off the mat, not even 1 inch, half an inch to 1 inch. Once you get them up, you really feel the upper abs working quite hard, and you really feel them want to almost feel them a cramp, and that's how you know you're working them really, really well. If you have any questions, give me a shout. If not, have a nice week. Bye bye.